met up with acquaintance 2 at a Maverick gas station in Draper and purchased from him 15 to 30 round green-blue pills, which she understood to be fentanyl.
There was no fentanyl or traces of fentanyl found in the home anywhere.
1 or 2 pills might be accidental. 20 or 5 times the lethal dose is not accidental, Your Honor. That is someone who wants Eric dead.
Since Eric's death, we have learned and unfortunately are continually reminded that Kouri is desperate, greedy, and extremely manipulative. We have watched as Kouri has paraded around portraying herself as a living widow and victim while trying to profit from the death of my brother.
On the docket tonight, the case of Kouri Richins. Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter has the story for us tonight.
No matter if it's a parent, a sibling, or a friend, talking about loss with kids can be a tricky subject. Joining us now is author of Are You With Me? Kouri Richins.
A year after her husband Eric died, Kouri Richins began a book tour promoting her children's book, which counseled children how to deal with grief. In an interview with ABC4, she explained what inspired her to write the book, Are You With Me?
My husband passed away unexpectedly last year. My kids and I kind of wrote this book on the different emotions and grieving processes that we've experienced last year.
2 months after this television appearance, Richins would be charged in connection to the death of her husband. Back in March of 2022, Kouri called authorities to report her husband, Eric, was dead. A medical examiner would discover 5 times the lethal dosage of fentanyl in his system.
She stated that the last time that she saw Eric alive was between 9:30 and 9:45 p.m. She stated that before going to bed, they had had a drink together to celebrate closing on a house for her business. Around 3 a.m. when she woke, she stated she returned to her own bedroom, got into bed, and felt that Eric was cold to the touch. Based on the interviews that we conducted with those who knew Eric well, all stated that he did not use illicit drugs other than consuming THC gummies on occasion.
They knew that he didn't die of a drug overdose that he had caused himself. They knew that he was suspicious of Kouri, and I think that there's some sense of relief right now. They finally put together what appears to be a very compelling case with evidence, with witnesses.
According to court documents, prosecutors believe Kouri began plotting Eric's murder in January of 2022 when she attempted to change his life insurance policy. Eric was notified and changed it over to his sister. Then, in February of 2022, Kouri contacted an unnamed acquaintance asking for some of the Michael Jackson stuff and received 15 to 30 fentanyl pills. 3 days later, on February 14th, 2022, on Valentine's Day, Eric became very ill after eating a sandwich prepared by his wife, Kouri, and he told a friend he believed Kouri was trying to poison him. About 2 weeks later, Kouri reaches out to her contact again, asking for more fentanyl pills. And on March 4th, 2022, Eric was found dead of a fentanyl overdose.
He was moving money. He was preserving his assets. He was doing what he could to take care of his boys. She had changed the life insurance beneficiary. She had changed his business partner's buy-sell agreement.
Like the months leading up to Eric's death, I would term that, and then what happened after. There are transfers between accounts and amongst accounts.
She had done some things. He knew that something was going on. He alerted his family, and he said, I think she's trying to kill me. And he even went so far as to say, if something happens to me, if something horrible happens to me, I want you to have Kouri investigated.
A year after Eric's death, locked in a $3.6 million estate battle with Eric's sister, Kouri releases her children's book on grief. And just a few months later, on May 8th, Kouri is arrested and charged with criminal homicide and counts of possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute.
I just wanted some story to read to my kids, and it's just comforting to them to know that, you know, they're not living this life alone. Like, Dad is still here, it's just in a different way.
Okay, take a look, folks. Scheduling conference coming up November 3rd. We should find a lot out about potential trial dates, etc. So we'll keep an eye on it there. In the meantime, there are some people is reporting on this case, and there's some people supporting Kouri Richins. One of them, this shocked me about this whole story. She wrote that children's book, right? Well, Kouri Richins joined a Zoom call with a ghostwriter, Shane Walter. And Shane Walter, the ghostwriter, said she was all alone at that point. She was doing everything that a mother could do. Let me bring in the think tank. Bernard Villalona, Ben Chu, Ian Friedman. Ben Chu joining us by phone tonight. Ben, are you shocked that she got a ghostwriter for a children's book? Like, you can't even write a children's book? I understand the illustrations might be tough, but she got a ghostwriter to write the children's book about the grieving of her children?
Yeah, Vinny, I think that's the least of the issues here. I mean, it begs,
I know, but I'm shocked.
it begs so many issues. And Eric clearly was on to what his wife was up to. It boggles the mind why he wouldn't have gotten out of there in time. But that's one of the mysteries that will be resolved, presumably, by the trial.
Yeah, clearly there were suspicions going around. Bernarda, looking at this case, is this a difficult case for prosecutors? Is this going to be a challenging one, or do you think that they can put this thing together?
Vinny, I still think this is going to be a challenging case for the prosecution, and the reason why is because the strongest pieces of evidence have to deal with having to put a cooperator on the stand, and that cooperator is going to be the person that sold the drugs to the defendant. And, you know, for a jury to be able to determine the credibility of that person, I think it's going to be difficult, not something that they can't get over, because either way, the issue is not the drug dealer. The issue is whether Ms. Richins actually killed her husband. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a problem, but not something that the prosecution can't get over, because the circumstantial evidence is strong in this case. And plus, with the changing of the insurance policy and all her other odd behavior added all together, and all signs point to her.
All right, Ian, looking at this case, is this one where you think she may have to testify?
I'm not seeing it right now, but again, remember, and so the viewers know, rarely does the defendant testify. And there's nothing so far about this case that I'm hearing that's saying that this is one of the exceptions to the rule. We only know a snippet of the case, though, but based upon what I know right now, there's nothing to suggest that this is not going to be just one of the usual cases where they don't, and the state is held to its burden of proof.
What's fascinating, though, is here on Court TV, you look at the numbers are a little bit higher than in the national average. As a correspondent, when I started at Court TV, my first 6 trials that I went out in the field to cover, the defendant testified every single time. And I guess it's just the nature of some of the cases that we cover, but we shall see.